talk about Spark SQL program that can be run on AWS. First, I'd like to explain how IntelliJ setup is done, and setting up with the Scala plugin, then creating the project and creating the jar, and running the jar along with the input data on AWS cluster. So for this, we'll have to install the IntelliJ Community Edition from the link provided in here. So I went ahead and already installed it. After installing, open the IntelliJ IDEA and click on New Project. In the left side panel, select Maven and click on Next. Since this is a Maven project, we need to set up the group ID and artifact ID. So go ahead and fetch the data from the exercise that we have. The group ID should be as auth.sparksql. Copy this and go ahead and paste here. And the artifact ID should be sparksql Scala. Paste it in the artifact ID. You should observe that the name of the project is also changed. Click on finish after pasting everything, and the project should be opening right now. Wait for the JDK indexing and everything to be completed. And after that, since this is a Scala project, we need to update the ID to use Scala. Since this is most of the times this should be your first time using Scala, then for Windows users, there's a special instructions on how to open plugins called Ctrl-Alt-S. For the Mac users, go ahead and click on IntelliJ IDEA and go to Preferences. Select Plugins to the left side and go to Marketplace and search for Scala. Click on Install, and after install, it should ask for a restart of the IDE. Click on Restart, and yes. While this is restarting, go ahead and fetch the POM file that we have to update. So while that is opening, I'll copy the POM code that is given in here. So first I'll update this to this, and you should be looking at two errors, that the source and the test source directory are errors. Go to the left side panel in the project, and you should observe that we have Java as folders. Right click in here and go to refactor and rename it to Scala, and likewise the test folder also to Scala. The two errors should be gone, and click on Maven update, load Maven changes. In the initial, you shouldn't have any dependencies in the external folder. Now all the Hadoop and all dependencies will be added. Likewise, we also have to create a package in here which has a driver class according to the exercise. So we'll just go ahead and look at what is the name of the class. So go ahead and select this name and right click on Scala in the source main, src main, click on new Scala class, select object and paste the value that we have entered, and you should get a empty driver class, and we need to update this code with the code that we have. I'll just copy it here and go ahead and paste it here. If you didn't do the POM step earlier, you'll see errors that these files are not being the packages are not available. Since we did already, there are no errors. Go ahead and save this. Go to the top right panel and click on Maven and click refresh here, just so that the Maven project is ready, and go to lifecycle and click on install. Once this is installed, you should see a target folder that should appear to the left side, and we need the jar file from there. Right click on the jar file and open it in Finder. Okay, and we need to update it to just scala.jar. Okay, now that we have the jar file, and the file, the data.txt file from the zip. We should download a zip file from here and unzip it, and you'll have the data.txt file. We need to upload these two into the S3 bucket, AWS S3 bucket. So I have a empty bucket now, so I'll update the text from here. Just drag and drop and upload. I also have to upload the jar file. I'll click on back. This is the jar file that I'm looking at. Paste it here, click on upload. Okay, spin up the EMR as well and see if it is okay. Since these two are still in the bootstrapping stage, we'll have to wait until this come into active state. Well, this is happening. Let's go in and see if we are able to connect to the EMR. Click on connect and go ahead and copy this so that you can connect it. Just refresh it, paste it here. Since I have the class key in the downloads folder, I'll just click it and on update, and yes, this should be logged in. So this needs to be in waiting state in order for us to execute the commands. Let's wait for a minute. The AWS cluster got started and both the master and core are in the running state. So when you go back to terminal now, we are inside the terminal now, and we have to copy the Spark jar into the Hadoop cluster that we are going to use. We should go ahead and paste it. You see the bucket name is updated to the bucket name that you created. I'll just go to this place and delete that and paste it, and after that you should see a download echoed out to you, and after this you need to run the Spark to the jar. Copy the command there and paste it here. Likewise, the bucket name is different and we need to update it, so copy the bucket name again and go ahead and paste it here, and similar with the data.txt input that we're going to give, and click on run. So you should see this running, and it should generate output in the folder Spark SQL output in the S3 bucket that we created. So everything is executed. We'll just go to the S3 bucket and refresh the page, and we see the part 00 and the success. This is how you'll run the Spark SQL program. The detailed instructions for all the things that we have discussed are in the slides attached and submitted. Thank you.